So before I started my grad studies, I taught emotional intelligence for 10 years. And I was teaching other adults how to manage their emotions, how to exercise their better selves. And naturally, I ended up thinking that I was very emotionally intelligent. And then I got pregnant, and I'm like, this baby is so lucky, about to be born with emotional intelligence. And then I had the baby. And let's just say she did not get the amazing mother that both of us were expecting. I found myself feeling a lot of frustration, shame, anger, and kicking walls and slamming doors, and ended up yelling at everyone around me. So I was really struggling to be that ever kind and nurturing mother that you see on Facebook and on commercials. And clearly, because of my background, it wasn't that I didn't know how to, but it was something about this experience of becoming a parent that was hijacking my abilities to access these strategies. So luckily, I looked at research and found out that I wasn't on my own, I wasn't alone. Lots of research will point to the fact that parents report feeling more anxiety, more frustration, more anger, more shame with the arrival of the baby. And also that parents consistently report having lower levels of well-being and life satisfaction compared to those without children. So not alone, that's good. But yet, other studies have shown enhanced feelings of gratitude and joy and reward in parenthood. So this begs the question to me, how do we get on that train? Or more scientifically, how can parents build the emotional resilience that is needed to experience parenthood as a time of growth and thriving instead of stress? Well, lots of researchers have looked at this through problems, looking at maladaptive parent practices and family dysfunction. But I've decided to look at just the parents and promoting their ability to thrive through self-compassion and through happiness. Because these pivots on two things that parenthood is full of, moments of joy and moments of suffering. And so, with the support of PSI, I'm going to conduct a study that looks of two interventions. One that teaches parents how to notice and savor good moments, and the other one that teaches parents to be kind to themselves during the tough moments. All right, so let's try this. Let's start with savoring. I'd like everyone to raise a fist like this. Yeah, do it, and squeeze your fist like your life depended on it. All right, and keep doing this while I talk. So there's a psychologist, Rick Hansen, that says we have a brain that works like Teflon for the good moments, but Velcro for the bad. It means that our brains are wired to hold on to the bad stuff, but the good stuff don't stick. So what if we can train our brain to hold on to the good? Now I'd like you to slowly release your hands and really experience the way that this feels. And just maybe feel your fingers stretching out, soak in the relief or the release of it. Maybe even get a little bit excited about it. Linger on the sensations. So this is a brief and simple example of a practice called savoring, which is the mental practice of deeply focusing your attention on a positive moment and prolonging the emotions that are associated with it. And savoring of everyday moments, like a cup of coffee or someone's smile, has been shown to increase greater overall happiness. Well, I'm ahead of myself. So why is this an important practice for parenthood? Because the stats are not great. It shows that life satisfaction and marital satisfaction kind of takes a dip after parents come, and then it comes up again when the kids have left the house. So that's yikes, right? But we know that this does not tell the full story, because yes, the day-to-day parenting might be full of not great moments, but they're also inevitably the good ones. And all moments are not created equal. This is happiness researcher Kahneman that says that the 1 minute when your child comes running to greet you with a smile may be worth the 100 of minutes that you spend cleaning up after them. So intentional savoring helps us make more out of those moments that count and help them be the definitive ones for the experience of parenthood. And this is important because we know that being happy doesn't just feel good, but it also helps broaden our perspectives and increase compassion for others, which is a win-win both for the parents and also the kids, right? All right, are you ready to talk about suffering? Here we go. So raise that fist again, squeeze it, and try to pry that fist open with your other hand like this, and really resist it while I talk. So when things are tough, there's a human tendency to be critical towards ourselves, especially when we feel like we're failing or we should be doing better. And this leads to more stress, though, and shame. So what if we try something different? Cup your fist with the other hand, and just notice what happens. For a lot of us, the fist might soften, yes? And this is me giving you an experience of what it might feel like if you offer yourself compassion in a difficult moment. So self-compassion is about being kind to yourself instead of critical in moments of suffering. And in the understanding that all human beings suffer and that we're not alone. And holding ourselves to compassion like this reduces stress and shame and increases positive mind states like optimism or connection to others, which really is much more helpful and productive in parenthood. So currently there's no study that looks at savoring and self-compassion with a control group, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm really excited about seeing what the impact might be on parents' well-being, their efficacy, and on parent-child relationships, which intervention might work better for whom. My ultimate goal is to provide parents with practical strategies that allows them to navigate the challenges of parenthood with more ease and with a bit more resilience. But I know that suffering and joy isn't just limited to parents, so I'd like to leave you with these thoughts today. Okay? Your happiness level is not set in stone, and it can be increased through intentional practices. So notice the moments that bring you joy, stick with them, and let them stick. And in moments of suffering, take it easy on yourself. Everybody suffers, it's okay, just show yourself some kindness. And it may be, all this requires effort because you're rewiring your brain essentially to be one that's more familiar with compassion and with joy. So here's my invitation to you. Wake up in the morning with an intention. What will you notice today? And what are you going to do with it? Thank you.